Okay, so I guess I'll start off with the introduction for STEM Fellowship. Um, just one second. So thank you for everyone that's joining us today. My name is Remni and I'm the president of STEM Fellowship SFU. If you haven't heard of us before, we are a club at SFU that focuses on equipping students that are interested in the STEM disciplines, so science, tech, engineering, and math, with tools and opportunities to advance them in their professional lives. So we really want to encourage multidisciplinary learning and um, encourage students to learn as much as they can about these STEM disciplines, because personally, I believe that it's a great way to excel in your field if you know a little bit about other fields so that you can apply principles and techniques from those fields in whatever you're doing. So we do host quite a few events. So we do a lot of career talks like this one. And we also have socials and we do game nights sometimes. So that's all really fun. Make sure you check out our Instagram page, STEM Fellowship SFU, so that you can find out a little bit more about what we do and know when we're putting on events. I'll also put the link for our link tree into the chat so that you can join our mailing list. And with that, I'll pass it on to Salah.
Hi everyone, I hope you are all keeping well. I'm sure you are all at home, it looks like me. I'm really glad that I'm with you this afternoon, because I wanted to share some of my story with you, and I hope with that you might actually take with you some useful information for your career path decisions. So I will start with my business. It's called Aneta Energy Engineering. We are basically a small company, a small business specialized in energy modeling of buildings, basically commercial, institutional, and high-rise residential buildings. And we use energy modeling to help our clients get competitive advantage of energy efficient buildings, because in this age you have to be efficient if you want to be competitive. So that service we offer really help our clients. And I want to tell you a little bit about my background, my career path. I'm a mechanical engineer with a bachelor's and master's degrees in mechanical engineering. I came from Iraq in 2001. In 2000, actually, I came to Vancouver, and I started here as a junior mechanical designer. So that's how my career started. I designed mechanical systems for commercial buildings. And when I worked in that role, I really learned a lot about the mechanical systems of buildings. How are they designed? How are they controlled? How will they run in real life? And that really helped me a lot in my career. So of course, I studied a lot of the fundamentals of heat transfer and thermodynamics and fluid dynamics in my study. But the real life learning was in these 2 or 3 years in my career when I started in Vancouver. So after these couple of 3 years in starting as a junior designer, I actually jumped right to energy modeling. At that time, there was a really good need for energy modeling, and I really loved it. I was really passionate about it, and I still love it. And obviously, I am still doing it. And I moved from one company to another in my career. I moved to from VL Engineering to Keen, and then finally to Stantec, which is a big company in Vancouver, multidisciplinary company in Vancouver. But in 2011, I decided to be self-employed. So I wanted to have some more time for my for myself, for my family, So I decided to be self-employed. It was really the good time at that time to be on my own. And since then, everything was going well, smoothly, and I really love it. And I wanted to also to show you some of my credentials in the bottom half of this slide. I'm a professional engineer with Engineers and Geoscientists of BC, as well as in Alberta, and I have a few certificates which I can give you some more details about them if you're interested. Basically, as you start your career, you should always do professional development, and as you do that, you gain certificates. You improve your credibility. This is one way to improve it, to improve your skills and get these certificates. I also wanted to introduce my team. I work with a wonderful group of young talents. We are still small, but we will grow. We'll continue to grow, and then in the near future. And I wanted to mention. I want to explain to you really briefly about energy modeling. It's like it's a big subject, but briefly, what it is, it's like a forecasting tool. You know, like in economics, they have modeling for forecasting how the economy will be, or in this pandemic, you hear in the news the modeling of COVID-19, they forecast how the curve will go. So in this field, we forecast how will the building operate, or how will the building perform in the future. So our projects, they are not built yet. They are in the design phase. The people, the design team are still working on the design. The building is not built yet. So we use this energy modeling to simulate the performance of all these dynamics that happen inside the building and happens outside the building. You know, like weather conditions, wind, temperature, solar, and what happens also inside the building of occupancy, lighting, controls. It's like a complex system, a lot of dynamics inside. So why do we simulate all these dynamics? The reason why do we do that, because designers, they need to know what options they have, to include in the design of these buildings. So with modeling, with energy modeling, we tell them, we give them what options do they have, because not all options are economically feasible. There are great energy efficiency options to include in buildings, but are they all feasible? Are they all cost effective? So we do all this modeling for these design measures or parameters, and we report back to the design team. At the end of the day, they have like an energy efficient building, optimized building design. So it's optimized between, like a balance between energy efficiency and cost. So that's why we use energy modeling. And the last thing I wanted to tell you, it's really very important about the potential, the career potential for energy modeling. Energy modeling used to be like complementary service back then when I started in 2002. So it was like a secondary service besides the design of buildings. But now the demand for energy modelers is really growing, continue to grow. There are reasons why this demand for energy modelers continue to grow. The big picture is Canada has a commitment to fighting global warming, as we all know. So to do that, to fight global warming, Canada has to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about that. So how do we do that? How do we reduce greenhouse gas emissions? We have to have energy efficient buildings. So how do we get energy efficient buildings? By helping those designers of these buildings have an energy efficient design. So that's why there is a need for energy modeling to help the design teams design energy efficient buildings. And there's really very important point I want to tell you about this career path. BC in particular has introduced a new thing. It's about 3 or 4 years old, relatively new. It's called Energy Step Code. Some of you might have heard about it. So before that initiative, buildings or new projects were able to submit their project to the government, to municipalities, showing that they comply with energy requirements of BC without doing any energy modeling. Some of these projects were just being able to do that through paperwork, through just documentation, because they were following that prescriptive path for compliance. Now, because of the energy step code, every new project, I'm talking about commercial projects, they have to have energy modeling to show to the government that their project complies with the energy step code. So now energy modeling has become like a must. They have to do it. It's not like optional as before. It's not like complementary, just complementary as before. They have to do it. They have to use energy modeling to get to the point where their project actually is compliant to the energy code of BC. So that's why I'm saying the demand for energy modelers is growing, because the government is really committed to energy efficiency, and there will be more and more need for energy modelers. And we have in BC really limited capacity of energy modelers. We have thousands and thousands of engineers, design engineers, but we don't have thousands of energy modelers. That's why I'm saying it's really a great career opportunity for you guys. And with that, I open the floor to any questions. After the question period, I'm gonna pass on to my marketing manager, Yusur, to make a small announcement. Please go ahead if you have any questions.
So yeah, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. And if you'd like, you can also just say it out loud. I have a question about your transition from working in like a company and working with a company to starting your own and becoming self-employed. Like, how was the transition like for you? And what are some of the major differences?
Yeah, so the transition was basically before I jumped right into that deep water of self-employment. I had an offer or an opportunity with BC Hydro. I still work with BC Hydro. I had a contract with BC Hydro as an external consultant, and I'm still am as external consultant. So that was like the transition. I had a contract already in place that secures my income. And with that, I was able to also work with other clients, not only BC Hydro, but at least BC Hydro was like the minimum work that I needed to sustain myself financially. So that was the transition from being an employee to self-employed. But of course, as you can see, it takes several years to get to that point of being able to be self-employed. You need to have a lot of connections. You need to get your name out there, so people know you, so you can get more. You can do business development.
And we have a question from Peter. What do you think about LEED or LEED certifications?
Yeah, so LEED certification, that was the first driver for energy modeling back then. When I mentioned I started in 2002 energy modeling, that was the main driver for energy modeling. LEED certification is for buildings, basically requires energy modeling, and if you mean there's LEED certification for people, I think that's a great thing to have. If you can have your LEED certification, that's really a good thing for your career. I would say go for it to be LEED certified. I'm also a LEED certified professional.
And for Max, have you worked with Zinc Air Batteries?
Zinc Air Batteries? No, I'm not actually familiar with the Zinc Air batteries. No. You can see my career. My career is like focused on buildings, like energy performance of buildings, energy efficiency of buildings. And in that career, I didn't really deal with battery technologies or like fuel cells and all these.
And we have a question from Miraj. Does the company look at renewable source deployment like solar panel installment?
Solar panels. My company, we do feasibility analysis of renewable energy. That could be solar, it could be wind, and could be solar thermal as well. So we do offer that service as basically doing the analysis, the feasibility analysis for renewable energy projects.
Does it also include outsourcing them, like providing contracts with other companies that provides the system?
My company does not, let's say, engage with actual installers of the systems, but our engagement will be with the customers, the clients who are interested in implementing renewable energy projects on their like facilities. For whatever reason it is, they would engage with us directly to do the analysis part. We don't do the design part itself. So the first thing in any of these projects is to do the analysis, the feasibility analysis. Then they go to the design details, and then finally they go to construction and implementation. So far, we haven't dealt with like companies who actually install the systems.
Okay, I have one more question. So I understand your field, but does like it is not it will not be required for every engineer to have these certificates, right? Because it totally depends upon what field you are in.
So you mean not everybody needs these certifications?
Like P-Eng and like LEED certificates, right?
Oh, you mean to be an energy modeler, you don't need these certifications. You don't need to be LEED AP, LEED certified, or P-Eng. Okay. However, the government require the reports, the energy compliance reports, to be like stamped and sealed and signed by a professional engineer. So the modeling work itself can be done by a non-P-Eng, non-professional engineer, but the work has to be reviewed and signed off by a professional engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And from Peter, how about biofuel? UNBC is using them for energy. Do you see that as something sustainable in the future in the Lower Mainland?
Biofuel. I can give you my let's say perspective about alternative energy. In my opinion, not only because I serve BC Hydro, but if we are trying really to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, the best fuel type for us is electricity. Why? In BC, because it's hydroelectric. We don't burn fossil fuel. So we will get like almost zero greenhouse gas emissions if we use our own electricity that we generate in BC from hydroelectric. Biofuel, personally, I haven't heard about facilities using biofuel. I know some facilities are considering using wood chips. What do they call it? I forgot the name of that term. So we have like boilers that burn wood chips to generate heat, but not biofuel, because obviously we have a lot of wood in BC. So that is in consideration for some facilities, for some projects, but not the biofuel.
And a question that I have also is, do you have any like tips or advice for students that are going to be looking for internships or co-op positions or even full-time positions, and how to get started in the industry?
Absolutely. So my advice to you, start with the design first as a co-op, start apply for a co-op as in the design teams, and then the following co-op go into the modeling team. If you start with design and then you go to modeling, you will be really a great energy modeler. I'm telling you, because you wouldn't have really a good model if you don't know exactly what you are modeling, if you don't know how the system you are modeling or simulating runs in real life. That's your job. If you are an energy modeler, you need to know how the system works in reality. Then you can go simulate it or model it. To get that knowledge, you have to work first in the design team. Then you will learn a lot. You will develop that knowledge about so many different systems, system types, their complex controls, and their applications. Then you can go to a co-op term for energy modeling. That's the most important advice I tell you, because of the need for energy modelers here in BC, many people jumped right into energy modeling. I know it's not like rocket science, but to make you really good energy modeler, I really advise you to go into the design first for at least a couple of years, get the fundamentals, get strong in them, and then go into energy modeling. And what I mean in the design, I mean heating, ventilation, air conditioning systems design. I'm not referring to plumbing, okay? Because plumbing is part of the mechanical system design. I'm referring to the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system design. That's the difficult part in energy modeling. Energy modeling includes architectural information. It includes lighting information, lighting controls. But the most important system, the most complex system is the mechanical system in all this modeling business.
And then we also have a question, I guess a follow-up. Do you have any advice for a computer engineering student that's interested in this field?
Computer engineering student. Okay, computer engineering student. Okay, I have an advice for you. A lot of what we do in energy modeling is manual. So think about it. I have a software of energy modeling, has input and has output. Okay, has input, user input, and has results. We take these results and manually copy them into Excel file to process all this data. It's a lot of data. The model runs the building dynamic every single hour throughout a whole year. So that's 8,760 hours. Each hour you have hundreds of equations in that energy model. So we have a lot of results. And so we do that, we process these results manually. Some of the cutting edge services that some companies are delivering for a computer science, I tell you, go into the automation of energy modeling software. So the energy modeling software, you can either manually feed it and manually take from it, or you can automate that feed and automate the taking results from it. And one of the really important services some companies started to give is they call energy modeling optimization. So what they do, they run thousands of energy modeling iterations for like a single building. Think, running so many models, so many scenarios, so many combination of scenarios. Let's say you change something in the walls, in the windows of the building, or the lighting, or the mechanical. And think about how many combinations you have of these parameters. You will get like hundreds and thousands of models. So that way they have many data points that they can use to find the sweet point of that optimization of the system, of the design. You want to know how far you want to go in making a really good building envelope, how far you want to go in making really good lighting, because that's going to cost you money. But you want to know how far you want to go, how efficient you want to go. You don't want to go really too crazy. So these iterations, many iterations of energy modeling runs, these are automated, and some companies have figured this out and they are offering it to the market. I hope that answered that question.
Does anyone else have any other questions?
Oh, wood pallets. I see some comments here from Peter. You were talking about wood pallets. Yes, wood pallets, boilers using wood pallets. That is definitely being used more in the north of Canada rather than in the south. They use wood pallets, and even Children's Hospital at some point they were thinking about using wood pallets. But the problem with that, guys, when you want to use wood pallets, you will have to haul all that weight, all these wood pallets. You will have trucks, many trucks, every day hauling that wood to the site. And you can imagine how much emissions you have from these trucks. Yes, it sounds like great. It sounds like wood pallets is a sustainable source of energy, renewable. But to move that fuel or that source of energy, to move it around from the source to the end use, it takes a lot of energy to do that. Yeah. How many heard about energy modeling before, by show of hands? Nobody? Half and half, Johnson? Okay. Okay. Oh, one thing I want to tell you guys. Energy modeling, if you were to go to that path, that career path, it requires mental endurance on details. So you have to be someone who really likes to sit on the desk and use the computer for several hours, because you're going to focus on a lot of data, a lot of numbers. And so that's one of the advice I always give to young people. You have to be ready. You have to be ready to, or patient, to stay in this career until you like it. Some young people might say, "Oh, that's too boring. I'm staying like 6 hours in front of the computer. That's too boring." But believe me, every single project is unique. Every project you will find, when you work on energy modeling, every model is like a puzzle. Believe me, it's like a puzzle. It's different. It's not like routine thing you are doing. Every project is like different than the others, like unique. It's like a puzzle. When you try to um, examine the model, examine what you are trying to model, when you are trying to understand the different components in the building of the mechanical systems and electrical systems. It's really fun. That's what I'm trying to say.
Is there a lot of other companies that are going in this field, and is there a lot of jobs inside it?
So the demand is really growing. That I can assure you. I give you my word. The demand will always grow for energy modelers. The thing is, there isn't like a single company in here that has like a big team of energy modelers. There are usually big companies. Let's give an example. Stantec. Stantec is a huge company. Integral is a huge company. Okay, I worked for both. Each one of these companies, they have a small team of energy modelers. Okay, they so the clients, let's say the government, the Fraser Health, let's say they are building a new hospital. They usually like to go to a certain company, like one-stop shop. They say, "Are you guys gonna do for us the mechanical design and electrical design and energy modeling?" So they would love to have all that like in one company. So these multidisciplinary companies, they have mechanical design, electrical design, and energy modeling. So far, we like small business energy modeling guys, like do only energy modeling. We are like either 2, 3-person, 4-person maximum. There is no like big company that has just energy modeling. NBC, I mean, NBC. Yeah. So that's my dream, to have a big company who delivers energy modeling services and other energy analysis services. That's basically my dream, to have that big company, big team.
I work on electronics, and I've seen like this is also something that we apply to low-level products, like small products. And this is something that is I work on. So it is interesting in terms of how it is applied in big buildings.
So you mean small products? You mean
Like even a phone, even a mobile phone, it has a power energy saving system.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. Yes. Home appliances as well. There is a Energy Star rating for them for homes. Yeah. By the way, even step code is also applicable to homes as well, not only commercial buildings. So there is like step code for homes, step code for commercial buildings. So there is also modeling for homes, but there is like let's say it's a simpler version of energy modeler for homes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So who's in mechanical engineering here? Who's here Anybody? Nobody mechanical engineering here?
SFU does not offer directly mechanical engineering.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
But it does offer mechatronics.
Oh, mechatronics. Nice.
Yes.
Nice. By the way, speaking of mechatronics, several of the co-op students who came to BC Hydro, they were mechatronics. So you can apply for a co-op at BC Hydro as you would work in the energy efficiency department. So they have industrial department, they have commercial department that focus on energy efficiency, energy saving, basically. They used to call it power smart engineering. I don't know whether you heard about that one before. Power smart program. So one thing I want to tell you as well, you have to know this. Other than the fact that you have to do energy modeling because of the step code thing, there is also capital incentive programs from BC Hydro, from Fortis BC, and even outside BC, there are similar programs. That capital incentive funds the capital cost of energy efficiency measures in new projects and existing projects. So the utility company like BC Hydro or Fortis would not give you the money, the incentive money, unless you prepare like an energy study. You have to prepare calculations, analysis for them, showing to them this is how the building will perform. That's how much energy saving is gonna do, and based on that result, the utility company will give you the incentive amount. It will give the customer, I mean the building, the project owner. But you as a consultant, you would prepare the energy study for your clients, so they can go to BC Hydro and Fortis and the like to get their incentive money. So that's another reason why energy modeling is important. Yeah. So how many of you have decided to go energy modeling? All right. So if you guys don't have any other questions, I can pass it on to my marketer, Yusur. Any questions? Any more questions so far? No. All right, Yusur, over to you.
Hello, am I able to speak right now, or do you want to make a small announcement?
Ramneet, do you want to say anything before Yusur?
You want to say something before I start ahead? Okay,
go
perfect.
ahead, yeah.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much, guys, for inviting us to this Zoom meeting. We're really glad that we are sharing some of Salah's expertise with you this afternoon. I just wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to introduce to you the mentorship program that Aneta will be running and will be launching in 2021. So basically, Salah's mission, or Aneta's mission, mainly was to also give back to the community and help out the new and young minds like yours who are interested in engineering and energy modeling in particular. So I wanted to help out the new students, or let's say new graduate, into learning more about the industry and getting that practical experience, because I was an SFU student as well, and yes, we learn the books, but we also need some practical experiences from the industry itself, and Salah was more than happy to share all of that and spend the time with you guys, whether it's individually or doing a session like these, and to talk more about the whole presentation, and talk more about the the industry itself about energy modeling. So basically, a mentorship program, as I said, it's tailored to students like you who are interested into this field and who are looking to get more information about the industry, about the financial security, growth opportunities, getting connected with experts. So it's really recommended for you guys, and I would say that from a personal experience, to get these connections earlier on your stage, even if you're still studying before you graduate, to build up that expertise and that strong network before you finish your studies. So basically, all that's going to happen is Salah will be doing a 30 to 45 minutes session per month where he can discuss a certain area about energy modeling, and also will give you the opportunity to ask any questions that you had in the industry are related to that particular topic. And basically, it will be engaging environment. Plus that, if you guys are requesting something more personal where you get to speak to him by yourself, one-on-one meeting, you can also schedule that for him. And he can talk to you on his available time, and you guys get to have all the knowledge and the expertise. In usual cases, you guys would go for like a coffee, or like you talk about this. This is something that SFU is running, and I know, I forgot what they call it. I think mentors and something, business mentors. I don't remember. But since right now we can't do any of that because of COVID, we can always do that online. So basically, all you have to do to learn more about this mentorship program and to see if you're eligible or not, just visit our website, aneta.ca. Salah is showing at the end here. Just click on there. You'll see there is a mailing list. Just drop your email, so you will know more about it when we send you the emails, the newsletter monthly. So that's one way. Another way is, please, Salah, can you skip down to the next one?
Sure.
Thank you so much. So if you want to connect with Aneta more, we have our email, the website, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Please, you can follow us. You can send us message there. You can email Salah, or even you can connect with him on his personal LinkedIn, where you get to know more about what Salah is up to do in the business industry, news, all of that. He will be more than happy to share all of these information with you guys. So yeah, if you guys are interested, please connect with us, and we will be advertising this through also emails with SFU, and you will get all the information. And I guess maybe in the future we will be connecting with the club, because I think it's great how all of you guys are potential, let's say, people for such a program. So I think there is more collaboration in the future. That's it about me and Salah. Thank you so much for having us. I'm not sure what's next on that, but maybe we'll be leaving the.
I will add just one little piece of information. I just put it on the chat window. Thank you so much, Yusr, for this information. And I just want to leave you these acronyms with you. BIPSA BC, that's International Building Performance Simulation Association, the BC chapter here. In that website, you will find a lot of things about energy modeling, if you are interested. As Yusr mentioned, the fastest way for you to get this knowledge or this information is to connect with the actual energy, directly connect with energy modeling professionals, and I would be happy to chat with you if you have any questions or need any guidance. I'm actually on that chapter. I'm the mentorship coordinator for that chapter. So my role is to coordinate mentorship activities that for people who are interested in energy modeling, for either new graduates from university or students. So please feel free to connect whenever you like.
Yeah, thank you so much for the mentorship opportunity. That's really awesome, and we'll definitely share that with everyone that wasn't able to attend today's session as well. And we do have another question from Peter. What's the best way to reach out to you guys, email or LinkedIn?
I don't know. I don't mind emails at all. Either way, email or LinkedIn. Email would work fine. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you guys are comfortable with. If you want to connect with Salah right away, you can always connect with him on LinkedIn, send him a message. More kind of informal way, I would say. Emails is more formal. So whatever you feel you would like the connection is totally fine. You can send a message on Aneta or connect with Salah right away or send him email right away. That's totally fine. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable, we'll be checking all of that.
By the way, Ramneet, I heard that SFU has a program specific to sustainable energy or clean energy. Is that true in SFU?
Yeah, so it's a relatively newer program, the Sustainable Energy Engineering program. I think it's only a year old, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there are quite a few clubs that are focusing a lot more on clean tech at SFU and clean engineering. And I would love to like connect those with you as well, because I think students that are in those clubs would be very interested in this information and this mentorship program.
Sure. Yeah, I would love to.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, so then if no one else has any other questions or comments, I guess we can end this one. Yeah, thank you so much, Salah, for coming out and sharing all this information. I think it's been really valuable. A big thank you from Peter and Caps Lock.
Thank you guys so much.
All right,
So
bye everyone.
take care. Bye-bye.